Okay, are you ready to start a class? Today we will wildly use cell phone. I'll ask you guys to use cell phone a lot today to find out the answer of an unsolved question. It's quite very difficult to solve that questions. I need your opinion. I will do several things today. First, I'll finish an old PPT that I didn't finish on week 7. We're talking about the natural disaster. One disaster like a container ship stuck in Suez Canal. We're talking about that. And we're talking about a little bit more like natural weather, natural causes, how these things affect the other animals and human life. And then we will go to another topic. Okay, right. After we're talking about this natural disaster, and we're going to talk about greenhouse effect. We're going to talk about COP26. COP26. This is an international meeting for like 197 different countries. Their leader staying together and enjoying a conference. And they will try to make a decision like how to stop global warming. Okay, so in your mind, before I start this class, I want you guys to think about what do you know about, global warming? Global warming affects our Earth slowly. Anyone agree with it? Raise your hand, please. If you agree that, raise your hand. No. You think they affect our world very quickly? Raise your hand. Okay, so thank you. And online students, I want you to type in your opinion, what already had in your mind about global warming. 我要你打出来，就是你告诉我你现在脑海中对全球暖化这件事情已经有什么样的印象了。我要你知道这件事情，所以说赶快把它打在聊天室里面，所以我可以看一下。I mentioned a little bit last week, like not every each area raising their temperature due to the global warming. Right? So global warming actually not evenly happened in all the area of the Earth. Okay, it's not evenly. And what are you willing to do to stop the global warming? It's very important if you ignore this topic or if you are not interested in this topic. If not every one of us raising our awareness of this topic, this conference, COP26, will fail. Okay? So think about what are you willing to do to stop or reverse the global warming. Global warming caused extremely, yes. The sea level rising, yes. Polar circle melting, yes. The temperature rising every year. I will say the average temperature in whole world, the average temperature rising, not average area rising. Okay, in your age, you doesn't have a child, but look outside. Look outside the window. The air quality already comes this way. So how you expect of the future? Your child will easily have an allergy if they didn't wear a facial mask. Like breathing a dirty air, that infect their health, and they're easy to be attacked by disease. Like right now, okay, like we are facing the COVID-19. Think about your baby are going to face it. It begins while the first day they're born, and they will be suffered by all those diseases. And will they be able to eat natural food? Will they still have a chance to see a cow running on a farm? Or will they still have a chance to see one alive chicken? Or they will only see piece of the chicken in supermarket? When they are playing in the ocean on the beach, will they still able to see some crab alive or some fish swimming around the land? or they will only see plastic bottle. Think about that, okay? If you don't want to do those change for yourself, think about your child, okay? They were facing the same or even worse situation like us. So now I'm asking you again, what are you willing to do to stop the global warming?
Reduce the greenhouse gas emission.
Yes, you know, there is one important way to stop global warming. That is, each of us having our own opinion and we speak it loud. Okay? Otherwise, we don't know what you're thinking. Drive less, work more. Sonny, there's a funny joke. Like, I always take the elevator. I didn't walk on the stair. We have this class on 5th floor, right? I didn't walk on the stair to the 5th floor. And the reason is, in my mind, I calculate my body weight and my healthy condition. And I know if I climb up for 5th floors, and I will breathe a lot, and I will release a lot of carbon dioxide compared with the elevator. So I make a wise choice. 你可能不晓得我讲的这个笑话其实还蛮有趣的，就是身为一个胖子来讲的话，我觉得走上5楼以我的身体条件的话，我会排出更多的二氧化碳，所以我干脆坐电梯了。Could anyone tell me what is the connection between cell phone and global warming? When you charge your cell phone, you need the power. Where those power from? Power station. Okay, so how to get those power in power station? There must be several ways, right? I tell you to check the website like Taiwan Static, and let tell you the average power using of each power station, right? So how many ways we could get power? Fire, yes, and except burning charcoal, nuclear power. Okay, any other? Any example for green power? The wind power. Okay, wind power is also a green power. Yes, right. We have several ways to get your power, easy or difficult. If Taiwan fire power station wanna get power, we have to import coal from other country, okay? So it's about the transportation. We need a container ship to carry those coal for us from other country. And other country will have to dig in the mine to get the coal, right? So it is actually not easy. And how about the wind power? How about the wind power? Is the wind power easy to get or not? If you want to start wind power, what do you have to do? You have to build some foundation, right? And you will use some iron-made material like a fan, okay? Like the column that is standing on the land or on the sea. And you will have a cable line that transport the power from the ocean to the land, right? And you don't want the salt water to destroy your cable line. So those cable lines should be covered by a thin layer of plastic, right? All the material you use to build these wind power generation foundations count on the cost of this power. So it is also not easy. So how about a nuclear power? Of course, we have to concentrate a typical metal and use it to get power. And we have to waste things to concerned, right? Now we bury it under the ground, but it will leak. It will leak. And it will destroy the land and our food. It's poisoned, highly poisoned, right? So everything we done to get power have a cost. Have you ever thought about those costs? How many of you, when you're using this power, use these electricity things, have you ever think about those costs behind? If you ever thought about that, raising your hand. 如果你在用电的时候，你曾经有想过它可能会付出的代价的话，请你举手。 If you never thought about that, raising your hand, please. Okay, start thinking about that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Good. Thank you. Right. So let's start today's class in an easy part. The orange line is a global economy market lost, which means every country have their lost. Facing the natural disaster, they lost the money. We're counting that in green line, start from 2000 to 2021 until July. These numbers until July, and it still will increasing. And the major reason, the major reason that caused this lost, you can see by the number, this one 30.3% and 34.4%. It's come from winter weather and the summer weather. Okay, and this is the money lost on the global market. This is the money that covered by insurance. Okay, so the real lost is 93 minus 42. Okay, it happens on different company. Did I mention that our company also lost the money too? Yes, I thought that right, because we try to import sweet potato and it's stocked in Kaohsiung Harbor and we lost the money. Okay, so you can understand that this is two major reasons, the winter weather and the summer weather, all about weather. Okay, you may not seriously feel that those weather affect your life. Do you ever feel that? Do you ever feel so hot you are dying or so cold you are dying? Do you ever? Yes, very close to death. Okay, so everything, every good memory or bad memory, it flash in your eyes, in your mind, so quickly runs. And did you ever feel like everything is getting dark and you are passing and you're still alive? Did you? Okay, good for you. Once you experience that, everything's different. You treat the whole world in a new way. So it's good for you. For other students, if you never have this kind of experience, that's so close to death, caused by the weather, you may not understand what the weather can do to us. Okay? 如果你从来没有因为气候条件而这么濒临死亡的话，你是没有办法理解气候对人类或是对物种会造成多大的伤害的。Okay, right, let's keep going. I told that different countries, they are facing their problem, right? Have they solved the problem? Not yet. Okay, not yet. And I told you that China tried to limit it, the electricity supplied in their country. The reason is they're short of charcoal. And they do produce, they do have a coal mine. They could dig land out and use it, but they're short of it. Also, the India is short of coal. Without the coal, without the raw material for fire power station, and if the fire power station cannot work, and then we don't have a power. Okay, without the power, all the product line will stop. Okay. Without the power, this fan cannot work. Without the power, this computer cannot work. Without the power, the teacher could only use the blackboard to writing down things for you. Okay? After 1 week without power, your cell phone all died. Okay? And your learning quality will erased. Will rising. Yeah. I believe so. Search call, C-O-L, search call on your cell phone. Now, only typing call on your cell phone. 赶快在你的手机上面打上 call 当 keyword 来搜寻。What is the first things list on your cell phone? Translation? Yes. Now Google knows the only problem we cannot search things incorrectly is because the language. So the translation will be the first line. So what is the second line except those commercial things? Wikipedia. Why is Wikipedia shows out first? Because Google have their way to arrange those information, which comes first, which comes later. Okay, they have their regulation. They base on the searching times, or if you pay to let your information come earlier. Okay, you can pay for it, so your information, your article can go to the top, right? And then if no one pay for this kind of article arrangement, and they will arrange it by the times you use it. Okay, so Wikipedia, many people use Wikimedia, so Wikipedia come early. Okay, and then go to how China shaped the world's code, BBC Future. Okay, this is the news. And it says article, but do we have a formal research shows out? No, right? So try now, adding PDF. 就是你除了打 call 之外，你加一个 PDF. You're adding a PDF after call, and see where you got a formal article. What shows out? Call characteristic. Purdue University, right? It's an information offered by a university. Okay, so it's kind of formal. And chapter 7 core, it should be from a book, right? From a book. And then core PDF, and you see edu, a website, a web address with edu means education. Okay, means one organization that teach people, and all the material, teaching material in this organization must be selected and evaluated. Okay, so it's more formal. And then fossil energy study guide. Okay, and you can see all the information comes out. It's much better quality than the keyword you searched before, right? Okay, so when you are doing your midterm report or final report, all the reference, please use PDF to search it. Okay, so you will get a better quality. We're talking about a container feed. Okay, have you ever felt everything you want to buy getting more and more expensive today? How much you will pay for a sandwich for your breakfast? Is it the same price as last week? If you go to the 7-Eleven, the sandwich price is the same as last month. Like, should be the same price. Okay, it should be the same price. All the stuff we have to use every day and eat every day, if that is necessary for your survive, for your live. 7-Eleven will remain the same price in a long time. They might be changing the price annually, but will not like weekly. Okay, our government ask those suppliers to remain a balance, a fixed price, so normal people like us will not feel so struggle. So I could plan of my life. So what I should eat, how much I should spend today, and how much I should spend this month. Okay, do you got me? Okay, in Chinese, 我们政府是有一套平抑物价的措施的。它一定会让你的所有民生必需品，像食物、饮水，它会维持一个稳定的价格，它不会浮动。它不会浮动。But for all those things that is not necessary in your life, like international transportation, okay, like international transportation, that will be a flexible price. Like the container, here is a table. This curve is the price of 40 feet container from 2019, October till 21 October. Okay, October 28th is quite very new. If you go on the website, use the keyword World Container Index, and it will show you a real-time price of the container. Okay, if you don't have the concept of number like me, I'm not so good in numbers. So, but seeing this curve, and you can see the price is rising high, right? If you want to transport something with more expensive price, and this kind of cost will transfer from a company to where? to consumer. Okay, so consumers should pay more to buying things that use this international transportation. And you can see supply chain problem, right? Joe Biden facing this problem in the United States. And I already told you that if you want to buy Christmas gift, if you start buying it today, and from eBay, from some international website, and it will not arrive on time before Christmas, for sure. Because the international transportation now is stocked without human resource, without staff to helping us driving the trunk to move it. And the airport, the harbor, also lack of people to doing these things. So it surely will delay. And I told you that those containers also need some power supply. Normally they will burn the gasoline and then they will burn the charcoal. But without charcoal, without the coal, without the raw oil, without the crude oil, they won't have anything to burning. And without this kind of material burning to produce power, this kind of container will also stop. Okay, so the reason the container price is rising high is also because the fuel they use, the price of the fuel is also rising. Okay, 276% higher than a year ago. Compared with 2 years ago, it's already rising for 400%. 4 times expensive. Okay, so of course your food will getting more expensive. Okay, so I want you to have this concept. You're spending tiny money every day. $1 new Taiwan dollars for you is not a big deal. But for a company, if they sell 1 million item with plus $1 new Taiwan dollar, it's a case. Okay, for one country like Taiwan, all the industries sell all those products, adding 1 new Taiwan dollars in each product. It's a big event. Okay, for all the countries, they sell so much things every day. It becomes a global affair. Okay, got it? So everything you done to infect the international market. Let's see the pool story. Do you ever know the woodpecker? Yes, I told you that before, right? And the butterfly I showed you last week is also almost extinct. Oh, at least I told you, right? I want to write down these words, those sentences, please. You're typing in your cell phone or anywhere, just record it. Try to write this word down, please. And keep these things in your mind. Eventually, humans will only protect those things they know and love. Okay, these are all obtained through education. This is the reason I'm standing here. All the things I bring to you, let you touch, let you see, is try to give you some knowledge of those animals or those items. And only through this kind of a touch, watch, listening, and education process, you will have some feeling of them. Okay? Without feeling, you totally don't know one thing and you ignore it. Okay? Like those students, if you never saw the ivory woodpecker in real, will you care about it? To be honest, will you care about it? If they really have some living creature in Mars, and this morning, this species get a cold, feel uncomfortable, will you care about it? Sure not, right? You have your life to have. You won't take care about that. So this is why I try to make you feel something, good feeling or bad feeling, at least you feel something. Because this is the only way you could pay more attention on this species. Okay, this is the reason. I told you that there are like 5 different species die in 1 minute. 4.7 species extinct every 1 minute. So this is terrible. And then I want to give you, but I didn't yet give you that kind of things, that this is a interconnected disaster risk. This is an article that talk about 10 different events, natural disaster, 10 different natural disasters, and they talk about they are all connected. That is quite an interesting article. We mentioned about the Ever Given, this container ship was stuck in Suez Canal just because the sandstorm, right? Sure, I think you don't have the experience by facing the desert sandstorm, right? Have you ever? Okay, you could go to one area in Taiwan. They do have the feeling of a sandstorm. During the time you have a cold weather right now, this kind of cold temperature is caused by the monsoon wing. Okay, monsoon wing in the winter time. So when we have a monsoon wing, several days periods, when we have a monsoon wing, go to Kending National Park. There is one place named Feng Chui Sha. This is one location named Feng Chui Sha. They have a very, very strong wind. Okay, if you try to standing and against these wings, your facial mask will gone from your face, and you will feel like a tiny needle was sticking on your face. It's kind of terrible weather situation. That kind of a wind is like 10% of a desert sandstorm. Okay, when you're facing a desert sandstorm, your car can be blown away. People can be blown away. It's kind of very strong wind. And that kind of a wind have the abilities to carry living species. You may not truly know that they could taking some insect. Those insects will take this wind and travel from Mongolia to Taiwan. Do you know that? You don't know that, right? This kind of strong wind can carry this kind of living animal. There is a snail called the poppy seed snail. They're very tiny, like a needle size. And we already have a record to find this kind of snail in Taiwan due to the sandstorm. And also, of course, the bacteria and the virus. Okay, they will also take this kind of a sandstorm to Taiwan. So even the wind connect different country. So now you got it, okay? The ocean, the water connected average part of the earth. The air also do the same things. Now even the wind done the same things. Okay? So thinking our earth as one. Okay, do not separate this earth by countries. Now, 现在帮我找拿破仑鱼 Google Napoleon Fish. Search Napoleon Fish, 拿破仑鱼 and find some interesting linkage. So everyone could share the knowledge together. So I'm sharing my PowerPoint. I make a summary of Napoleon Fish. So you know Napoleon, right? Is he a hero? He is a powerful man for sure. Get his power by killing people. Rob something from other people, right? He has one famous love story with Josephine, his lover. You all hear that story, right? And you know he spoiled this lady very much. Every time after the war, he brings all the treasure to the Josephine and let her choose first. And the other rest part will give to the soldiers. Josephine is quite rich. Is Josephine pretty? You could see all the oil paint on the website. Josephine using a modern standard like today, she's not belong to pretty. Okay. But is she attractive? She is a emotional woman, easy to be pissed off, and she like to punish the people. She like to having party to show off her richness. Okay, actually it's not a good person. Okay, it's not a good person. Use the keyword Josephine and flower to see what you find. And this flower named Dahlia, let Napoleon gives Josephine one beautiful flower named Dahlia. Okay, named Dahlia. And Josephine says she's the only one to have this flower in the whole country. What a proud. Okay, so she asked her gardener to grow these flowers a lot in her garden. And once this flower flowering, blooming, and she invite all the guests, rich people, to this party and see this flower. So there is another rich lady want grow this dolly flower. So she asked Josephine, would you mind sell some flowers to me or give as a gift? And Josephine directly denied and kicked this lady out of the party and cut out the financial support and tried to lower the position of her husband because he said something to Napoleon and asked Napoleon to punish her husband because she thinks it's offended, okay, to her. But this lady still wants this flower. So what has she done? She sent a beautiful lady, a servant, a girl, to the gardener and fall in love with the gardener and ask the gardener to steal this flower seed for her. And Josephine knows this truth, find out these things, and kill all the family of this gardener as a punishment. And after that, the Josephine stopped growing dolly flower because he thinks this is a humiliation of her. So now you know the personality of this lady, Josephine. Okay? So there are so many interesting, maybe not that interesting. For us, we watching people die and we thought that's interesting. But for those people, it's actually a sad story. And we are now watching this fishing die. This one is called a Napoleon fish. This is a parrot fish. This is Napoleon fish because the mature male adult will look like the head. His hand will look like Napoleon's hat. Okay, this is the real picture of Napoleon. This is the oil painting. The only quite allowed it to hand in the palace. This one. The other pictures you saw like this one with realities, no, never shows in the palace for Napoleon. Okay, Napoleon willing to got one oil paint for himself to showing he's a hero, and several painters was killed because they didn't match the standard that Napoleon want to. Napoleon want to looks like at least 6 feet high, a strong, powerful, handsome man. Look just will be like a hero. But actually he's only like 150 centimeter, quite very short man. And with different lengths on his leg. The right leg is shorter. So he cannot even walking in a balanced way. So according to this picture, well, he's not that ugly, but definitely not handsome, right? So this empire asked those painters to draw a beautiful picture, but offline, almost offline, not match the standard. Only this one. Very trickily, he hiding his right leg behind the horse. Okay, the horse about to jump high. So you will ignore the body size of the Napoleon because he's riding a strong horse. And because the horse is like to jumping, it shows the power. Okay, and the Napoleon only using one hand to holding a jumping horse. It's not gonna happen in real life. Okay, he imagines he doing these things. But if a person could holding a horse in one hand, which means this person is also very strong, right? And on the other hand, if putting on the vest, it's weak, but point to the sky, like I'm the one who asking the sky, asking the God to do something for me, and I have this kind of power and vision of future. So this one is quite successful. Okay, so once you know Napoleon, you know Napoleon Fish, actually accept this part a little bit similar as Napoleon. There are nothing else related to Napoleon. But this is a very important fish. Only have 6 living in Taiwan. Okay, they're almost extinct in wild. Why? They have a huge size of body. How big? Bigger than this screen. They can live like 30 years. Here you see the average life is 28 years. Okay, female live longer. Here is the summary of that. They're living alone because they need to eat a lot of food. Okay, they eat tiny fish, they eat algae, they eat seaweed, almost everything's on a coral reef. So they are the king. They are the king. They are like the lion in the wild. Okay, they are the king of a coral reef. Endangered. They need to live after 5 years to get mature. When they reach the mature, the first years or second years, they cannot produce the healthy eggs. Okay, they need several years practice to breed the offspring healthily. Okay, so they need to take a long time. And then they do have the interaction with human. While they're child, they're very tiny, and they're getting mature, not yet fully mature. They shows black patterns on his body. After they reach the fully mature, the whole body become evenly green and yellow. Okay, quite a very shining color, like this one. This one is fully mature. The black pattern will disappear once they reach elder years. Okay, so that one you see in the video in the YouTube is not yet a fully mature. They are like the freshmen in university. Okay, about your age. Okay, And how about if I told you this one is already been murdered? This fish already been killed by a diver. And this person caught this fish, but you could come to eat this delicious fish. I got this one. It only sells like 2,000 Newton dollars per kilogram. Thinking, you feel nothing about this fish. If you feel nothing about this fish, think about your pet. Okay, think about your dog or your cat or any kind of pet. If you don't have a pet, thinking about a younger brother or younger sister. What happened? Like kill like a teenager person and caught his body in peace. If anyone do it, do the same things to your pet and post on the website and ask other people, invite other people to buy this dead body and eat them, how you feel? Definitely terrible, right? Or otherwise you will think, well, it died already, so I go to eat them. For me, when I was a child, I have a chicken, the yellow tiny chicken as my pet. Okay, and you know the chicken grows up very quick. Only takes like 41 days to reach the mature, the fully size. And after they grow up, they are not so cute. They are not yellow anymore. And right, they become food. My grandma will kill this chicken as a food. And I will help her to kill this chicken because I know only if those mature chicken die, my grandma will give me another young, tiny yellow chicken as a pet. So for more pet, I want to eat them. Yeah, this is my opinion. I have no any kind of regret by eating my own pet when I was young. Okay, when you are poor, if you are poor, if you are truly poor, those pets can be food. Okay. In early age of Taiwan, we are lack of protein. Of course, we are poor. So we eat whatever we could get. We even eat the eagle, I told you, right? So everything we eat. How about a chicken? Chicken is just a meat, walking meat for me. But if they are cute in yellow color, they are my pet. Okay. So for those diver, this kind of fish, like their pet, so close to them. And these people, one diver, kill this fish because he knows that a mature Napoleon fish will only live on one coral reef in his entire life. He won't swim away. Okay, they will live in here entire life. So how about get mate? How about the mating? How about the find a partner? They were raising their partner when they are young. Okay, when Napoleon fish in like this size or this size, like this one, they are swimming, traveling, taking the current to traveling from different area to different area, and they are selecting their coral reef. If they find one coral reef is kind of healthy, rich of food, and no one lives there, they will choose to stay. Okay? But of course, the elder one find good position earlier. So there are several chances. Once I reach this good, quite qualified coral reef, but there already has one mature. Okay? So I will have to decide, and this mature will have to decide, should I eat them, or should I let it go, or should I let him stay? Okay, if I'm a female, I'm living in one coral reef, this is my kingdom, and another female come to my coral reef, and there are only two choices, eating them as food, even they are the same species, eating them as food because they look yummy as other fish. Okay, otherwise I will kick them out. Or this smart young one will try to run away once they see one mature Napoleon fish here. But if I'm a female and let's come a young male, and I will allow this young male to stay with me for several years, and we start mate, okay? After mating, I will kick this male out, okay? Because this male will also eat my food, and then they're big size, I'm big size too. We both need rich food to support us, okay? So this is the way Napoleon Fish mate. It's a tricky way. It's not always have let many qualified partner, right? So originally, it's difficult to produce their offspring. Already quite very difficult, okay? But now, we killing them, we eating them. Why? Because they're delicious. There are people selected 4 kinds of a fish, which are the top 4 delicious food in the ocean. The first one is Napoleon fish, with this size, like the people in elementary school, 30 years, I think, like 10 years old. This size is the most delicious one. It's called sume, but I won't speak in detail later, okay? And the other one, the second place is a parrot fish, shining color. And the third one is this one, hand-bagged grouper. And this one, the red grouper. These 4 are the top 4. Their meat are the most delicious seafood for human, okay? And as this one, red grouper, they can grow into a huge size. All the grouper, there are several different species, grouper species. In grouper family, almost all the groupers can live more than 50 years. Long life, okay? A fish can live in a long life. They will have their memory. So they will remember people, okay? What they eat in the left side, I will talk to you later. After the midterm exams, we will go to the week 10. I think start from week 10, we will talk more information about biotechnology. And we were talking about the food supply. And because the food supply is also related to agriculture. So I will tell you about the virtual agriculture, indoor agriculture, and we will have many different ways to produce fruits or vegetable. And it's highly related on technology. And in biotechnology part, I will give you some example of genetic modified food in our life. I'll talking about that. And we'll talk about the shortage of our food. And then I will go back to the fishing industry. Of course, in Taiwan, we are surrounded by the ocean, so we eat a lot of fish. And we're talking about the problem we are facing for our fishing industry. Okay, so I will leave this part due to that weeks.